she didn't want to tell me, and that he was buying her baby dolls and stuff in order for her to be quiet, taking her to McDonald's and all kinds of stuff. I hung up the phone. I couldn't even finish the conversation with my child. She was crying and wanted me to come to her. And I hung up the phone and I got ready to walk out the door. And everybody just grabbed hold of me because I was literally, I wanted to go and kill him. I don't know who would.
So what did you do?
They made me stay there for the night, and the next morning, before the sun come up, I was at my family's house, just holding my daughter, trying to have her tell me everything that happened, just trying to understand why her. You see these things on TV, but you never ever think it's gonna happen to you, and you never think that it's gonna be your daughter and your husband that are the ones that are involved. So I talked to her for a while about it, and she just kept telling me the same story. Daddy's nasty. Daddy keeps touching me. And so I snagged her up, and me and my family member, we drove to my house, and he was sitting on the front porch. And I did tell him, I got on the phone that night that I found out. It was text messaging him. I was telling him, you are nasty. You know, I cussed, and I'm not going to do it anymore.
What did you say?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? And I said, well, my daughter told me, you put your hands on her. You did nasty things to her. Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you sure she's not got something mistaken?
And up to this point, do we have a normal marriage?
We had a lot of rocky in our marriage.
Did you see anything like, was he looking at porn and come home because touching?
My computer literally blew up with viruses because he looked at so much porn.
So he did things that gave you concern, like is capable.
No, I never would have thought that he would have done it to a child. A child is one thing, I know at times that, when.
So you would have never thought that your husband would do this to a child, let alone his own wife. He ever mistreat you?
He had been forceful, throwing himself on me and stuff.
Sexually?
Yeah, and
You would say no?
I would say I didn't feel like it. I had cancer and stuff. My hormones aren't right. We had a lot of issues in our relationship. And if I said no, it didn't matter at times. He was going to have it anyway. So, and I figured, he had enough from me. I didn't want to give it to her. He should never even have to touch anybody else. I was let alone a child.
One of these things to do, absolutely. That you put your tongue in her mouth. I saw my daughter affects it. You have no right. I know I did.
Have you tried the new Chick-fil-A? A buttermilk ranch bun with a jalapeno kick. Introducing the jalapeno ranch bun. It's Chick-fil-A chicken, all raised up. Introducing the jalapeno ranch club.
Nah, Stu. I took 2 sleeping pills and my regular sleeping meds. And I'm not even tired at all.
A buttermilk ranch bun with a jalapeno kick. Introducing the Jalapeno Ranch Club. It's Chick-fil-A chicken, all ranch packed.
Power comes in many forms, and your power is your spark, your energy, your electricity. That's what makes you, you. So why move like anyone else? Be as electric as you want to be. This is Lexus Electrify. Get special offers in the 2026 NX450 Hybrid Green All-Wheel Drive.
Wants to do an investigation into this.
Well, we showed up, and when we showed up, he was sitting on the porch just looking crazy. Have you ever just been really mad at somebody and you could just see the anger in somebody's eyes, or know you had that whole anger in your eyes? He had it. And I had fear because I didn't know what was gonna happen. And me and my family, we walked in the doors, two of us, and he got to acting, this face beat red, he was shaking, he was crying, but there wasn't a tear in his eye. It almost acted like it didn't even bother him, but he was still trying to defend himself. And I told him, I said, I want to know, my daughter was there, and I said, I want to know how you could do this. And he was like, telling her, I didn't touch you, I didn't do anything to you. And he was like, if God could come down right now, he would prove my innocence. And I said, I'll tell you what, you SOB, if God can come down now, you're going straight to hell.
And what happened with the investigation?
Well, they came and they arrested him. He was released not even an hour later. And I went to court and they dropped all the charges on him. Every bit of it. And now I gotta look at my daughter every day and knowing that somebody has taken her innocence, this daughter that I gave birth to, that I would do anything, I'd give my own life to protect. I'm just, you have children,
That's important.
and you go through anything to protect them with you. And I feel like I have failed as a mother. I feel like I should have seen this coming. I look now and I see red flags. The porn and the computer, the forceps upon me, the baby dolls. Wouldn't buy my son nothing. Wouldn't want my son around, but always had to leave my daughter. And then I can look back and one specific time, I remember her running to the door and beating at it, screaming, Mama, don't leave. Mom, don't leave. And now, and it was just a few days later that she had come out and told. And I feel like with her being let down with the state people and all these, just the investigation being closed, that I failed her. We teach our children in school good touch, bad touch. At 4 years old, she knew to speak out, and nothing was done. And I feel like I should have seen more red flags and should have, I don't know, been able to stop this. And I got people coming to me in the streets. How could you not know this? How could you let your daughter go through this? Do you have any idea how that feels?
Well, I think, I'm with you, Mike. I can't imagine if you're with somebody, can't imagine like in my wife is blessed with children, and I'm sure she feels the same way about me, so who would expect something like that? But the thing is, what I want to say to you, I'm proud of you. You're very brave to come out and speak out for your daughter and speak out against it. So, I mean, and truthfully, it's not, we hear stories all the time where I drop my kids off at some guy I just met, and that's how it happened. This is her father. And, since you found out about it, you've kept her away from it. So you did the right thing. Now, your daughter is 4 years old. She's 5 now.
I've been fighting this for over a year.
I was going to say, ask you how it's affected your life, right? I mean, you spelled it out pretty clearly how it's affected you.
I think about it like this. Every time that the thought of what happened to my daughter and how it feels every time I get that thought. If it crosses my mind 5 times a day, 100 times a day, is she sitting there 5 or 100 times a day thinking about it too? I mean, I don't.
And that has it affected your daughter?
It has. It has. Some people she'll open-handedly greet, and other people she looks at them in disgust and may not even know the person. I mean, she has fears. She wets the bed now at nighttime if I'm not there to comfort her and make sure she's sound asleep, or if she doesn't crawl in my bed at night, she'll wet herself. And this didn't start happening until after all this.
Has your daughter ever changed her story?
No, that is the one thing. A child, if anybody lies for one, they're not gonna be able to keep the same story. But a child at 4 years old has never altered not one thing that she has told.
When was the last time you saw him? You saw your husband?
I had cancer surgery back in February, and we did the taxes together, and I got tax money with him. Me and the kids met him and picked it up and left.
And that was how long ago?
I'd say February.
And so he hasn't seen his kids since February?
No, man, that's a lie. I had dropped them off over at, and behind my back, they called him. And he was over there for, I don't even know how long, because they were there for like 2 days. And on the second day that they were there,
You told
absolutely no contact. They fought in court with me against him. So I have no idea what, why would they do that? You have no You see, this makes me sick.
I hope you passed this. I know I did. Tell me the truth. So you're like us. Has he done anything to prove his
No,
innocence?
nothing.
And so he doesn't come around anymore?
No. I mean, he's trying to, I don't want him around us.
Right.
I can't trust him.
But he hasn't done anything to prove to you, say, hey,
No.
it's crazy.
No, I asked him to take a lie detector test a long time ago. We're talking over a year ago. And I fought Jefferson City. I fought everybody to try and get it investigated and anything I possibly could, counseling.
And what did he say to take a lie detector test?
And he said he would and never did.
And so, but he did take one before the show today.
I did as well.
Okay.
I am nothing wrong.
And what do you want to happen?
I want the truth, and I know that you can give that to me. I want closure. I want to know that I've done everything possible to try and I know I can't fix what happened to my daughter, but I want to be able to give her closure, let her know that somebody is speaking out for her, or it'll save another child out there that the same thing is happening to.
Very brave.
And can I tell you something?
Yes.
He told me he was gonna pass this lie detector test because he was a Marine. That they teach him to pass these things. That he could stick a thumbtack in his shoe and step on it, and it would alter his thought. And because he was a Marine, he was too tough to break. And I'm gonna break him.
Well, but if you're innocent, why would you say that? Why would you have to have first of all, I don't believe putting it back in the code is gonna change whether you're lying or not. But if you're innocent, like if somebody said, Steve, you're molesting your kids, and I'm like, well, I was a Marine, and I'm gonna put a tack in my shoe, and I can beat that thing. I would just say, no, I didn't. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you leave the stage. I'm gonna bring him out, and at some point we'll bring you out and get the results of the lie detector test. All right, let's bring her husband Calvin out.
Steve, I didn't do this. This is nothing but lies. My ex-wife is lying. She said she
Are you
wants to
still
find
married?
out.
Are you still, hold on, first let's straighten up. Are you still married to her?
Yes, I was still legally married. This is nothing but lies. Everything that she said, 90% of it's lies. You want to see my shoe? I am a former United States Marine. There ain't no taxes. I put that comment ever came out of my mouth. I wouldn't come out here lie. I want the truth. This is devastating me.
I'm gonna ask you right now, did you do any of these things to your
No,
daughter?
absolutely.
Put your daughter in her
No, I did not.
Did
I
you?
never. I
Did
said,
you touch her?
I'm a Christian man. I'm a Christian man. I'm a born again Christian man. I showed my daughter affection. I showed both my kids. I have been accused of what I've tried to protect my kids from.
So you
What I've
didn't
been
touch,
accused from.
did you touch her?
No,
Did you
never
marry her?
never in a manner that's inappropriate. Absolutely not.
Did you masturbate before you?
No, I did not.
Did you watch porn in front of
No, I
her?
did not. Never in front of my kids. I tried to protect my kids.
Did you watch porn?
I have watched porn. Yes, I'd be lying if I didn't say I had. But now, as
I'm not gonna take a
you
lot
know,
of
you know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, I definitely.
Because this, you're married to this woman. Did you have a good marriage?
No, we didn't have a good marriage.
Did you ever force yourself on her?
No, I did not ever force
Okay.
myself on her. Steve, the reason that I think in a lot of these accusations.
Why would your wife say any of this at all? Why
Because
is she
she's trying to cover the truth. She's trying to cover who she is and disguise who she is. It's evil.
What was she trying to cover?
We had a very rocky marriage, Steve. Very rocky marriage. She cheated on me probably 30 or more times. Before all this happened, there was cheating going on a lot. There was drinking. She has a previous DUI. She'd stay gone for days at a time. Days, 2 or 3 days at a time, to leave my kids and myself sitting at home. And we wouldn't know where she was. She'd do that to us.
Why would you stay with her?
Because I loved her. I wanted my marriage to work. I don't.
I
Out of
don't
all
want
the
you
things,
to.
out of all the things I want in life, all I wanted, I'm not after money or fame or fortune. I want to live. I wanted a wife and kids, a family, and live the American dream. That's all I've ever wanted out of life. I'm not capable of being a pedophile or a monster. I am telling an honest God truth. I got God as my witness. And that lie detector, you don't even have to have a lie detector. When it comes out, it's going to prove that I'm telling everybody here the truth today. I am a cold burner. It's God. I am nothing about something that you need to learn. I hope you passed this. I know I did. Tell the truth.
Are you throwing away money on your car insurance?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, try a short car. We help you compare quotes and save half on your car insurance.
I like it when things are convenient and saving lots of money.
Go to insurance.com and save up to $1,000 a year on your car insurance.
accused of something I haven't done. It's devastating.
What do you think that your daughter was molested?
I don't, there's times that I think, because there was times, you know, when kids are being kids, that he has an older brother. And older son. It's like very old. And we had caught them from the I'm thinking it could possibly have something.
Have you ever heard your daughter say that daddy couldn't sleep, daddy could
I never heard her say it, Steve, and another thing that needs to be covered here is, I saw my kids. I saw Cassie, she had a restraining order put on me back in October of 07. October is when all this happened. She had a restraining order put on me and said exploitation issues for both my kids. I was investigated, I was never arrested. I never was arrested, I was never formally charged. That's why. I went in voluntarily. And the people that came over were family and friends at first, not related. The day that I was told all this information. Okay, and I wasn't angry when she came on. I was falling. I was confused. I was wanting to get to the bottom of why I was being accused of something I wasn't capable of doing to my own daughter.
have a relationship with your daughter?
Yes, I had an absolute good relationship with my daughter.
I mean, your daughter's 4 years old, you're with her every day.
Yes.
And so what if you know this is happening? When's the last time you seen your daughter?
Last time I saw, I've been in Florida.
You don't even show any remorse. The reason you don't have, you have no right. You have no right.
You have no right to actually say why it's ready for one day. Why?
Why would I be in jail? Why would I be in jail?
Because it was covered. Because you know the cops.
Oh my God.
Police department got.
That has nothing to do with it. You wouldn't have been in jail. My friends, my family. Nobody likes you. If you would have had a lawyer, you would have failed.
No, I didn't fail because I
If
got
you would have put your hands up, I wouldn't be here.
because I'm a Christian man and I'm telling the
Okay,
truth.
we're not being able to pass that. I
Yes.
told you.
So, and we'll see if the truth will be revealed. That's something that God promised us all.
And then my God, we have to have this. Let me review.
Feel like you call. Truth is revealed.
I don't have to listen to you.
Yes.
You lost your right.
Yes.
If anyone of my life is before you, and that's your life like that, you would have stopped.
What up, whoever's watching?
That's all it's always been in this place. Trying to
Where's your receipt? If I was telling the truth about being out there doing things with you, I would have had a receipt saying, look, Steve, I'm not lying. But you couldn't even do that.
giving you any money? Is it really?
Yes, I have given you. Oh, listen, that's not fair. Let me talk. Why don't you tell the states you're not getting? With you, your wife. My daughter told me that man kicked her out of her bed. Ring, father. I see him. I hope he says. I know I did. Folks, what? Yes, let's talk later. So, this is the film. I'm not here to my daughter told me, I talked to her 9 weeks ago. And last time she said, no, I didn't this is especially when you were. No, that was that shoe. That's gonna be found out today. Not that shoe. I didn't Yeah, you've got a contract for 5 years. Working off the government, you're working on this. You know, being honest. You're gonna cover up. Never said that to my daughter. Never said that to my daughter. She ain't her baby's wife. She probably told her to get away. Christmas is birthday. That's why. You don't even know it's his birthday. Yes, I know. That's what she wants. She wanted me, baby. We take her to Walmart. That's what I never did. I can't stand you. You don't lie in my face. I'm telling the truth. What's the first thing you do? I never said that. You're a Marine. That's why you got that. It's good. Something that you need to learn. Back up.
What I can't understand is you're married to this woman, you have children, you're there all the time. You see-
What up, y'all? I've been live on my main channel. I just went live with JDA as well. Trying to see if anyone's up to talk to. What up, one viewer? I don't know where you're watching on my main channel or Juggalo Drama Alert. I'm just chilling, having a smoke break. What up, one viewer?
Money was arrested after a video surfaced that showed her 1-year-old daughter playing with a handgun.
1-year-old daughter playing with a handgun.
Media, and by the time she was released from jail, millions of people had seen her young daughter holding the gun and inserting it into her mouth.
What?
Tommy's friend Drika first found out about the video from the news and was shocked by what she saw. Take a look.
2 years ago, I remember turning on the TV and seeing my friend on the news because of her daughter had a gun.
Police arrested these two people, 19-year-old Michael and 22-year-old Turtle, for a list of charges, including child neglect and criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon.
The baby was on the gun. I remember she did put it in her mouth. Say bang. Shoot. Shoot that thing, that baby. Say I was shocked. I cried. I was disgusted. I was sick to my stomach. Because they don't let no 1-year-old do that. The cops did try to bring the video on her because it was a female voice in the background. She was all over the news. They both was arrested and they both went to jail. And the news was saying that they were both in the room. People everywhere were saying she's a bad mom. She shouldn't have kids. You was there. Why did you do that? Why did you let that happen? How did you see her let the daughter play with a gun? I hope CPS get your kids and don't give them back. I felt the same as everybody else did until I got the real story. Tony was not in the video. She was not present at the time of the video. Yeah, she was sucker for love when it comes to him. I see that for myself. She was in love with the wrong guy, and she let her guard down. Bad. She took a lot of mental tests so she could put her name, so she can prove to everybody that she's not a bad mom. She was not there. She did not witness her daughter playing with a gun. If she was to fail the test, the lie detector test, you're gonna cross. You're gonna cross.
So Tony, a lot of times when I interview people, I ask them all the time, are you shocked anymore? And I say, yes, because sooner or later a story comes along that shocks me. And I'm doing one right now. And one reason why I'm letting you sit down on the stage is because you have been in jail and you served your time, right? How long did you go to jail for? Almost a month. So I watched this video, and I'm